Good morning, guys. Good morning. Welcome to the lesson 1. Today we are going to see an important topic that you have to learn forever. You never have to forget. This topic is important. It's about Linnaeus, Carolus Linnaeus, the man or the scientist that invent the scientific names for animals, plants, and humans. And he discovered a lot of things. This is the topic of today about this important scientist, botanist, and zoologist of the history. Okay, before to start, I want to tell you this is a lesson 1 with the classwork 1. The next class we are going to have meet, and then the third class I'm going to give time. If you I'm going to have something prepared for you. We are going to use other platforms. The third day you're going to have like free or relaxing day. You're going to discover a new platform or games related with the topic or videos related with the topic. The third class of the week is going to be different, and you're going to have more time, extra day, to present the classwork. The classwork is going to finish, the limit time is until Sunday, this Sunday, okay? The next week we are going to start with the lesson 2, and in this way we are going to run. Okay, this is the lesson 1, and today we are going to see an important topic. Okay, the topic is about a name for every living thing, right? So the question of the reading is, what kind of groups do scientists use to talk about plants and animals? Okay, people have been naming things in the natural world for thousands of years. The names gave them a way to talk about the world around them. How else would someone told a plant was good for curing or illness, or let people know when poisonous spider was discovered? If everyone used the same names, they could communicate with each other. Scientists also want to be able to organize the information they had about the natural world. The best way they knew to do this was to give Latin names to plants, animals, and other organisms. So, listen, the information of this reading is about Carolus Linnaeus or Carl Linnaeus. Mr. Marvin is going to give other video that is going to be down of this, that is going to explain better the information about him and what he did. He was an important and extraordinary scientist that discovered and gave the names per each plant, per each animal. And we are talking about that he did a book with the name The Natural System, and he wrote all the scientist names of every organisms. And I'm talking about a book of more than 2,000 pages, right? It's a lot. So he did an important information. So he said, God created the animals and organisms, and I wrote the names. The scientist name is going to be the scientist name. Doesn't matter the language. If it's Spanish, French, or English, the Latin name is the Latin name. And the scientists, when they study the organisms, they use the same name in each one. So let's read. Scientists also want to be able to organize the information they had about the natural world. The best way to do this was to give the Latin names to plants, animals, and other organisms. The names they used were often very long. For example, the tomato was known as Solanum caule inermi herbaceus folius pinnatis incisis. Oh my god! These Latin names were difficult to remember, so they were taught to say two. So it was also hard to keep track of all the plants that were being found as Europeans explored the New World. It was confusing with people who spoke different languages call the same organisms by different names. Carolus Linnaeus, Carolus or Carl Linnaeus changed all that in the mid of the 70s. Linnaeus was a botanist, zoologist, and medical doctor. He was very interested in plants. He grew many times himself. He also traveled a lot of learn about new plants because Linnaeus spent too much time working with plants, so he wanted to give an easier way to talk about them. He decided to use two-part name Linnaeus method. Count on people like how easy it was to use and replace the old system. So, in conclusion about this reading, Carl did an important investigation, expeditions around the world to discover the different names of the plants. So he didn't give the names for all, right? It's not possible. We have a list of other scientists that continue in this, or they still working with this way. But Carl did an important information in the first steps in this topic. Linnaeus' two-part name was made of genus, and species. He classified the organisms, the plants, the animals, and everything into things, right? The two parts name was made by genus, repeat, genus and species. Every organism, every animal, every plant is made or is in the list of genus and species. This system is still used today, right? In the university, in high school, you're going to learn the different names. The genus always comes first. Sorry. The first is general name. The species, which is more specific, right? Or capitalist. It might describe the plant or animal, tell where it's found, or give the name of the person. So, and here I'm going to show you the picture of Carl. So, look, he was Carl. I'm not going to read more because you're going to watch the video, and the video is going to explain better than me. So, to make the conclusion, right? Conclude this: the genus, for example, this is here is an example, right? Discovered that the genus Canis includes wolves, dogs, and coyotes. Canis latrans is used to describe coyotes. Canis lupus is a wolf. Do you understand? So the genus Canis include all the animals related in this way. For example, the genus Canis includes wolves, dogs, and coyotes. Canis come from caninos in Spanish, right? Canis latrans is used to describe coyotes. Canis lupus is a wolf. Today, 7 categories help scientists classify living things. How many? 7. The categories go in order from general to specific. Kingdom, phylums, class, order, family, genus, and species. They help people understand the way living things are similar to or different from one another. Here, Mr. Marvin is going to show you a list of some animals with the scientific names. For example, nilgari, wolf, lion, elephant, wild ass, leopard or panther, castrim, starks or hound. For example, the wolf is Canis lupus, the lion is a Panthera leo, elephant, Elephas maximus, and like this. Every animal has, I'm going to move. For example, the tiger is Panthera tigris. Crocodile is Crocodilus palustris. The horse is Equus cavallus. Zebra is Equus guagua. Buffalo is Babalus babalis. Wild boar is Sus scrofa. So, do you understand? Every animal, as we know, or the name, as tiger, as cat, as dog, we know and learn in different languages. Cat, perro, right, in different languages. But the scientific, or just a scientific name, is the same. And everybody has to study in this way and learn it if they study science. Okay? in here, I'm going to show you the classwork because the time is moving. In here, we have the questions. Super easy. Read each sentence below, underline the correct answer from two choices you're going. So you have in the parentheses 2 words. You're going to underline only one of the 2 that you consider is the correct. In the classification system, pay attention, a kingdom is more general or specific than in order. General or specific. Number 2, scientific names are the same or different all around the world. Super easy, right? Number 3, scientific name for dogs. For dogs, human being is Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens is the name of the human, the scientific name of the human. I gave you the answer. The flea are three. A flea, a tree, a rabbit, and a mushroom are all examples of genuses or organisms. Genuses or organisms. Super easy, right? A botanist is a scientist who studies plants or animals. Super easy. Okay, write your answer on the lines below. Why did Linnaeus start using a different method of classification? Why? Remember, in the past, before to Linnaeus, they used other classifications of names, as the reading said, and he discovered a new one, right? Why he did start using this? Because it's important to classify the genus, the categories, the species, and in the past, they didn't make it, right? So it was because it was more complete, right? More complete, more important. Why do scientists classify living things? Why? Because it's important to have the names of every organisms in the world, right? It's part of the investigation, it's part of the science, and this extraordinary scientist did it. The scientific name for the tiger is Panthera tigris. To what genus does the tiger belong? Super easy. What species it is? The genus and species. If you want, you can use in internet to investigate. Panthera pardus is the scientific name of the leopard. How are the leopard and tiger related? Because it's in the same genus, right? The same genus, right? I think it's tigris, the name of the genus, right? Can two different animals have the exact name of scientific name? I don't think so, right? Everyone has different name, but if they are related in genus or they are related in a species, it's different, right? The plants are related in different categories. Puede ser que estén relacionadas, but the scientific name, no. The scientific name is is specific for each one. Okay, so it's important for me. It's not. It's every organism has a name. Something about Linnaeus, to conclude the class, is that Linnaeus classified mammals, reptiles, birds, worms. Imagine how fantastic. Amphibians, fish. How fantastic he did it, right? He spent most of his life doing that for us, for the civilization or population that like to study. Important, right? Carl Linnaeus. Remember, Carl Linnaeus. Okay, chicos, this is the lesson number 1. Love you so much. Do your classwork and see you in the meet. Bye bye. Prepare with the classwork.